What's up, everybody? This is Dan, and I am almost to the trailhead of the Allegheny Front Trail. This is mainly going to be like a warm-up hike for me, so I can get 2 consecutive 20-mile days in before I start doing some of my longer trips coming up in about 2 weeks. So I'm at the trailhead, and wouldn't you know it, my trekking poles came apart. These are my C-Knocks because my last trekking poles broke. And here you can see where the clasp or whatever just comes unglued. This is like the 5th time. So now I'm gonna have to super glue it and hope it holds for the trip. Man, it is a cold morning. It is 38 degrees when I left the car, so this is not going to be a warm trip. The weather for this trip is, as far as the sun and everything, it's supposed to be absolutely beautiful. Partly or mostly sunny skies, but the temps are going to be pretty cool. Today it's not even going to get out of the 40s. It might, but the forecast says it's going to be in the 40s. Tonight, it's going to be in the low 30s, like a low of 31. That's in the closest town, so I'm expecting it to be out here in the 20s. So I have my 3Cs, basically my summer gear with me this trip. Basically the gear I've been carrying all last year and this year. And I guess this will be a good test for it. Why am I doing this trail again? Well, 1, I really like this trail, and 2, it is a loop, so it's easy to do, or at least plan for logistically. I don't have to worry about getting a shuttle or getting a ride or anything like that. And also, I haven't hiked much. I haven't hiked since October of last year, not counting my trip last week with Derek from Hiking to the Sunset. That was only about a 28-mile trip. This trail is about 42 miles. So what I do is I like to do this one in spring, usually my first longer trip. And what it does is it helps condition my legs. Now I do day hikes periodically, 20 miles in a day. Do it pretty quick, fully loaded pack, extra weight in there to keep my legs in shape. I don't really do it consecutive days because I'm just too lazy to. So basically what this does is I try to get around 20 to 22 miles in. Maybe 23 depending, and it just basically splits the trip. It's an overnight, so it'll split it and give me like 20 something mile days, so give me consecutive days. So I did hurt my knee last year. It's one of the reasons why I didn't really hike much, and I'll tell you all about that when I get to camp. So I'm hiking along, and I have cell phone signal. I'll be putting my phone in airplane mode here soon, but have it on because cloud cover came over. Wasn't supposed to be this cloudy. Supposed to be this cold, but then I get an alert from my weather app that rain is supposed to start here soon, within the next like 30 minutes. So it's 44 degrees. It's cold, and it's going to be raining. So, but I guess the point to that is never ever trust the weather report before you go hiking. Always plan, at least here in Pennsylvania, always plan for it to be raining because it usually always does. rain has started. So just have to wear my raincoat. At least it's cold out, so I shouldn't sweat very much. The weather today has been really strange. It started out, it was 39 degrees and sunny. Then the temperature within an hour got up to like 54 degrees. So I was taking off layers. And as the day went on, the temperature dropped back down to like 42 degrees. And then it started raining, so I'm putting on layers. So it's a really slow go. But now, sun's starting to peek out again. I'm seeing some blue sky. So hopefully it stays that way and it warms up a little bit because it's kind of chilly. It's almost 11 o'clock, so I'm going to stop here and eat. So far, it's warming up. It's turning into a half decent day. I think I'm about maybe 10 miles in for the day, and I just wanted to point out, like, here's one of those places, because you know I always get turned around on these trails, and here is one easy place. Here's a sign, and if you're not paying attention to the arrow where it's telling you to go, this trail is blazed yellow. There's a yellow blaze that way. I came from that way and it's yellow blazed, and this way is yellow blazed. So there's 3 directions that are yellow blazed. So track the one where you came from, that gives you 2 options. So if it wasn't for the sign, that would be the blaze that I see, and that would be the way I go, and it's wrong. So if you see this sign, just make sure you follow the arrows to keep from getting lost, like me. It's about 20 after 2, and I think I looked at the paper map, and I'm about mile 16 for the day. So I got about 4 to 6, depending on where I want to camp. And I tell you, it's pretty cold. It's in the low 40s, and it's raining now. It just started raining again, and it's just a really gloomy, moody day. It's just kind of bringing you down a little bit. I was expecting it to be just a little bit sunny and not warm, but sunny, and it's just been really gloomy. Man, I don't know if you can see it, but this weather is crazy. It just started snowing and it is cold. It's gonna be a cold, cold night. All right, and we're all set up. I'm at camp. I'm at about mile 23, so I'm more than halfway, about 2 miles more than halfway for the trip, and that gives me 19 more miles to go tomorrow, so it'll be a little bit less. And it's cold. It's like 41 degrees right now, and the temperature's dropping. So I got set up, I got my bear line hung, and I'm gonna get some water, and then I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna eat. All right, dinner for tonight. Next Mile Meals, Italian beef marinara. This is my favorite one from Next Mile Meals. It's kind of like spaghetti without the spaghetti, but it has cheese in it, mozzarella cheese. Really, really good. I'm gonna have the rest of my trail mix. I already ate one of my protein bars. And on the rest stop, I decided to get myself a Kit Kat. So that's gonna be dessert for tonight. Once I'm done eating, I'm gonna go into my hammock and then I'm gonna have a couple cups of hot tea. Last year, about the beginning of last year, I switched to using the Platypus for my water filter, and I love it. This is the same one I've been using all last year and this year, and I can tell you the flow rate has not decreased whatsoever, not like the Sawyer Squeeze. That one I'd have to buy a new one every year or even twice a year because it would just clog. But since it's so cold, and I need to keep my filter from freezing, so I'm going to be sleeping with it. Now with the Sawyer or the beef or anything, you have to kind of put it in a Ziploc bag. This comes with a cap that you can put on the bottom, and it has like a gasket, so when you put it on, it seals up. And also the spout that comes with it, this is rubber, and that seals as well. So you can just put it in your pocket. Now, me, because I'm paranoid, I'm still going to put it in another Ziploc bag, but you don't really have to worry about that. This will seal it up and you won't leak water on you. I'm in my hammock, all snug and surrounded by down. I hung my food already. I got water for tonight and for tomorrow to get started for hiking, and I am done. It is about 20 of 7. I'm just going to hang out here for the rest of the night, and I'm going to watch this creek, which is a nice view, and yeah, maybe watch some movies or something like that. I made it 23 miles today in 9 hours, so I started at the trailhead at like 7:45-ish, and I got here at 4:45, so I think I made pretty good time. So I had mentioned earlier about my knee, how I hurt my knee. In December of last year, like early December, I think it was the first week, I started running in October, you know, for helping to lose weight and all that. And in December I was running, and bam, something just happened with my knee. I went and saw an orthopedic surgeon. We worked on it. I couldn't even put any pressure on my knee for over a month. And it took until the end of February, beginning of March, until I had to walk with a cane up until that point. So it's only been since the beginning of March, end of February, beginning of March, that I was actually doing a lot of walking. So this was pretty good for me today. I do have another trip coming up in a couple of weeks. I want to do the Laurel Socks Trail in the spring before the leaves, which hopefully we're having an early spring, so the leaves are coming out early this year, about a month early. But that's the plan. So that's why I was hiking today, mainly for just to see I can do 2 20-something mile days consecutively, just to see how my knee is doing. It's a little bit tender, not much. I don't think it's the same kind of injury, but you know, we'll see tomorrow. I'm going to lay here in the hammock for the rest of the night. I got here pretty early at 4:45, so I'm going to rest it. As far as the temperature tonight, it's going to be in the low 30s, probably even into the 20s down here. And I have my
I only have my 30-degree hammock gear underquilt and my 30-degree top quilt from Z-Packs. This I am confident I'm going to stay warm in. This I'm not so sure. So that'll be a good test for my gear tonight. Not sure if I'm going to leave it in porch mode. There's a breeze blowing right now. So I'm thinking I may put it down and shut the doors and try to keep the air off me as much as possible. I do have my underquilt protector on to protect me from underneath, but if I can block as much of the wind that I can, I think I'll be better off for it. All right, it's about 7 o'clock and I'm getting tired, so I'm gonna pack everything up. I'm gonna put my tarp down for the night and just try to keep warm. So with that, I will see you tomorrow.